Alright guys, welcome to another episode of An Exclusive. Only this time it is season 2 and this is the first episode. Alright, so of course I am your host Darrie Zilon Richardson, and today I am with, for the first episode, the ever talented Darriel Ambrose. Now, if you want to know why I said she's ever talented, here it is. She's a chef, she's a poet, she's a dancer, she's a songwriter, a gospel recording artist. So you get where I'm coming from. She's ever talented. And of course, being the show that delves into Vincentian life, Darrie, I call her Darrie from our pre-interviews, and I have known her for a good bit. So Darrie has been the perfect start to a new season. And the first episode of that season, Darrie, it is a pleasure having you in studio.
I know.
Yeah, we organized that before. All right, so Darrie, how are you today?
I'm going good.
You're going good?
Yeah, everything level.
Okay, you are very humble for somebody who's so talented.
Well, I don't really consider it as talent. It's just like, gifts that God just decided, let me just get Darrie, like 1 or 2, let she use them to glorify me, that sort of thing.
Okay, so before we go into anything, let's get into the childhood, because, we're delving into Vincentian lifestyle, culture, and one of the other things we're going to cuisines, so I'm going to have you back on this program another time. So we delve into Vincentian lifestyle, cuisine, culture, music. So once it's Vincentian, this program is into it. So yeah, that's why you're the perfect start for this episode right there. So let's get into your childhood. What brought Darrie to be? What made Darrie Darrie?
What made Darrie Darrie? I was always this weird little child. I always liked living loud. Sometimes I might be a bit shy, a bit, to myself. Always listening music or something that pertains to the art, performing arts, liberal arts, that sort of thing. And I was always a clown. Yeah, I was throwing jokes and stuff because, you always know me getting on retarded and what's not. Love my belly, always love food.
It's true, no? She's a chef too. I guess you went into the right lifestyle, yes?
Exactly. And basically appreciated life for what it is. It's full of experiences, full of challenges, and flow through life. Just as Darrie, normal. Yeah.
Okay, so where did you grow up, Darrie?
St. Vincent, Camden Park, down on the leeward side. Yeah.
So you grew up in the middle of the happenings, because Camden Park is a happening area. It's a happening. Okay, so let's jump the gun now. What in all of these talents that has been listed, the chef, the dancing, the music, which did you start first?
I believe it was dancing. Yeah. Tough question, by the way, because you're really sending me back. You're sending me back.
Yeah, we come from time and come forward.
Yes, it was when I attended St. Vincent Girls High School. Big ups. And yes, the second form, there was a concert in, I can't even remember what the hall name, but staff halls, they used to normally have their house press there. Yeah, sorry, I'm a grumble girl. So they had a concert there, and it was to Usher. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, right. So I memorized the entire video, and I just went up on stage and I did my thing, and apparently I got good feedback, and I was feeling really good doing it. So I'm like, all right, I think I'll continue this. It's feeling nice. I like the hip hop vibe, so that's something I should just continue pursuing and getting better at.
Okay, so what kind of dancing do you dance? Like
dominantly hip hop and contemporary, and sometimes I like to merge it too. And yeah.
All right. So are you a choreographer?
Sometimes,
Sometimes.
Yeah, somebody asks me to do something, then I just flow the music, do a little piece on it, and they would look at me because I really don't remember what to do at that particular time. So I just say like, pay attention, whatever do, and you like it, just remember and you replicate.
Okay, so after this, now that I have that piece of information, you're going to teach me a little something to dance with. Because the only dance I know, from you guys saw in the last episode, the dance I know is Latin dance, salsa, and stuff like that. So you could teach me a little hip hop and
get a little rip or something.
All of that. I ain't going to embarrass myself on camera right now, so we're going to leave that till we go off the camera. Yeah. Okay, and when did you get into? I would like to believe you start poetry before you start songwriting.
Yes, that's true. I actually started in primary school, you know, well, it was actually a song. Yes, it was a song. I can't remember how the song goes. You know how it is?
Right.
Brain a little rusty. It's only pertaining to food. I actually remember a lot. Well, food and God's word. But I wrote my first song in primary school, and that day I was at Brownies. And I had my little scribble book, and like I just writing down the lyrics and everything, and I started to harmonize. And from there, it kind of died down because I never really used to write as much, more listen music, and it just went with the flow of that. But after, I believe it was in high school or maybe college, I actually started writing some poetry more. And when I went to Florida at Le Cordon Bleu to pursue culinary arts, I did more of the poetry.
So poetry has been with you from the very beginning.
Yes, and but I just didn't realize it. You know, it was my love right there. You know, you see your love right in your face, and it's like, hey, normal and I ain't really studying here until it.
You're gonna marry poetry, are you?
If it's possible. No, I'm just saying.
Okay, so on Instagram, right, I noticed you guys look at IKtv on Sundays. We have a program called Blood, Sweat and Ink, and there is a featured poet that comes on, Jeanette, right? And I was going through Darrie's Instagram photos, and lo and behold, you are there with the famed poet Jeanette, and even Ezekiel, who was also on Blood, Sweat and Ink. What was that experience like? Because I personally want to meet them too. I mean,
that was mind-blowing. I was so excited, like I was trying to tell you before, I couldn't even like construct my sentences. I'm looking at genetics and I'm like I'm fumbling, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it was truly a blessed opportunity just to have like a conversation with them, and they're so humble, and that same humble lifestyle is what I try to pursue day in, day out, whether I'm like in my chef role or as a poet or as an artist, what have you. My complete life, I would love it to be as humble as possible. So it was like an eye-opener. This could be you, this could be your character, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Okay, I hope you guys are seeing her facial expressions right now, because this is Darrie. Darrie is passionate about everything that Darrie does. I think they should put like a Darrie label on everything. They'll stamp it like Darrie.
Certified.
Okay, so before we get into your music and the poetry, we're going to take say about a minute or two, and take a look at one of the poetries that you did, the poetry. All right? All right, guys, take a look and enjoy.
Hope you like.
Yes.
So, kisses places on my head as I relax on my pillow, and as I lay my head to rest, I give my life to him because he knows what's best. In fact, no demon or form of evil could ever test it. Would just lay low because he is the bread of life, Alpha and Omega, the former of my Genesis, the continuation of my Sega. In my pot, you know, keeps that sweet, distinct kind of flavor. The one who saves, the one who heals, he knows it all, even when no one knows how I truly feel. Counselor, Redeemer, he's the same yesterday, today, and forever. I died in him and he resurrects me, more than a fairy tale we were meant to be. I am his and he is mine, like peanut butter and jelly. We connect, we intertwine like husband and wife. Well, he is the way, the truth, and the light. Yo, he finishes my sentences. Actually, he created them, and at the end, he will bless me with a diadem. He is not of this world, but in it, he is the light. I can only be his moon, or a reflection of his light. He is the king, he is my king. What he's worth to me is incomparable to any and everything. He saw favor in this wretched girl, the good shepherd who makes my world go around, but it seems to be upside down in turmoil. He is love, y'all, he is love. They always say, love self before others, but our first should truly come from above. And where would I be without him? Probably dead, because there were days when I didn't see beauty, just disgust and disappointment from within. But he always saw the best in me. Though I'm just a product saved by grace faithfully, more than a fairy tale we were meant to be. In fact, he wraps me in his arms, comforts me whenever the distress signal alarms. And though I fail him daily, exceeding the thought of what my biological father perceives of me. Listen.
Alright guys, welcome back. So you've just seen Darrie doing a little poetry, spoken word poetry, right?
Yes.
And you have made this into a song.
Yes, I did.
Okay, how do you go about this process? Because music is rhyming too, right? So it's like a poem. So how did you go about now finding an instrumental to go with it?
Well, this instrumental is an India Ari instrumental.
Right.
He is the truth. So it more like interconnects.
Right.
And I always love this instrumental, and it has guitar acoustics and everything, and I kind of have a weakness for guitars and stuff like that. And it was around January of this year, and I was kind of more like, to be honest, in a depressive phase. And I was like, I need to get rid of these emotions. So normally when I want to vent, I would either do a dance or write a poem or something. So I decided to write a poem, sorry. And while writing, I'm like, okay, let me just write how I feel about God and, you know, be optimistic, because the way I go about life is that no matter how negative life may be or current situation, you should always find something optimistic from it and take from that and build from that and learn and go through life learning from that experience. So I'm like, all right, let me just write something positive, something about God, and, you know, feel better after that. And after writing, the instrumental came back fresh in my memory. I'm like, yeah, I should do this. I should merge them, and yeah, I should just sing it. Right? So it just so happened that everything came into play, and to be honest, I just give, you know, God the credit, the Holy Spirit, because most of the things that I do, sometimes I don't even know half of what I'm doing. I just do it anyway. And it just feels right, and then there's this peace in my spirit. So I just go with the flow.
Okay, so you say going with the flow. So you're going with the flow of your inspiration. How do you come about these inspirations? Like, for example, you said when you were in Brownie, you just took out and you started to write. What causes these inspirations in you? Because you just I mean, I can't just take up and okay, let's write a poem.
Maybe you can, you know. Yeah, people
maybe I
like that,
can,
you know. Yeah, people
but
like that.
okay, so maybe I would. Don't tell anybody, but I'm gonna try it out and see what happens.
Yeah, let me see what's going on.
You want me to try?
Yeah, try
now?
now.
Okay. Let me see. That work?
No.
Well, because the time we could do this after the thing, and we go.
Yeah, we'll build on that.
Right, we'll build on that. That's the first line. So right there, that's something we gotta work with.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, in case you're wondering, the instrumental that you're hearing underneath is the instrumental that she's talking about, that she put to the poem that we just saw, and later on I'm gonna give you a little bit more into the song. But you have many albums and
many songs.
Sorry, many singles. Sorry, many great singles, but only one album. What is it that you find in St. Vincent in the music industry? Like, how do you see the music industry in St. Vincent?
Okay, first, before I answer that, what inspires me to flow as I do, right? Because
I went off.
But to be honest, again, I give credit to the Holy Spirit, because it just feels so natural for me to do, and when I'm actually doing it or coming to the completion of whatever I'm doing, it's like, wow, I can't believe that I just did this. Or like when I'm finished a poetry or poem or spoken word, and I'm actually reading over, and sometimes I write and then I understand exactly what I'm writing when I reread. So I'm like, wait, I actually said that. That's something real bad, Dad. And you know, I get all excited again. So it's the Holy Spirit. And music, gospel music in St. Vincent, it has a very strong impact, I must say. But however, I still think that the majority of the Vincentian population still has to adjust to Christian rapping, because it's not as accepted as, you know, worship songs. Worship song is like a win-win. Once you do that, you win everyone's heart. But Christian rapping now, it might be fast-paced, it might be slow, but I like to do a fast-paced Christian rap. So it's that not like, you know, I could get my mom and say, Mommy, listen, Nana, tell me what you think now. And Mommy ain't going to automatically start grooving. Mommy might be like, what you really saying? You know? So there's still more of an adjustment phase to go through in, you know, the minds of regular Vincentian or what have you.
Yeah, because I've heard people listen to certain raps like Lecrae and That Truth and Flam and others, and they're like, oh, that is not gospel enough. So I'm like, what difference? What is it that makes it gospel and what doesn't make gospel?
Well, I would say the lyrics. There must be great textures, especially if it has to go coincide with the scriptures, right? That's number one. And also, you have to make that artist, I believe, has to reach to a point, or their relationship in Christ has to be so strong or so connected that when they start to minister, the Holy Spirit automatically will flow in the person who's listening and bless their hearts.
Right.
So it's not as easy as, you know, getting a pen and a paper. There's a difference between being talented and there's a difference between that and being gifted. So you have to know what you're doing, and the Holy Spirit has to be in you for you to go about that and for your music to be accepted. Okay,
so what about the persons who are skeptical about all of this, and they're like, you know what, I hear what you say, I hear people say that, but people like all them gospel rap artists, all them reggae gospel dandies like DJ Nicholas and stuff, them ain't singing gospel, them is what do you say for them?
Well, no matter where you go, you would always have a mentality of that sort, and something that I've come to realize is that, okay, in their era, there would be a particular type of music, and they will not let that go. So while they're growing in Christ and actually growing on earth, they're still going with that genre of music, and they're still holding on to their tradition, going. While, you know, it's not that we are coming into the world and accepting it and like being more of the world than of Christ. But you have to make sacrifices and reach the people who won't just automatically start listening worship songs, right? So if you know, like I know a lot of people who will not listen worship songs, but they will listen hip hop. So if I have a hip hop beat, mind you, it most of the times has to be like a Christian artist who's building music to record my track, and I'll use that, and I'll use, you know, the scriptures and everything and the Holy Spirit to make a song of itself. I'll say, you listen hip hop, right? Listen and tell me what you think now, man.
So you get them into it.
Exactly, and that's a way in which I evangelize. So for me, it's normal,
people.
Right? It's normal to just reach them like that instead of be like, when last have you read the Bible? Let's turn to John chapter 2, verse 3.
And then some persons get turned off by the time you do that.
And I won't do that anyway.
Yeah, okay, so I have a personal confession to make too, because before, there was a time I did not listen gospel music. And I know this is, you didn't know this, but there was before, I would not listen to gospel music because I'm like, you know what, that thing is just too slow and boring. Honestly, and I have a very good friend who you also know, Cassius, and he introduced me to DJ Nicholas, and I told him shit, I was like, this is not gospel enough, but I like it. Yes. And then I started to listen to him, and I'm like, but this is kind of like the same thing as this slow music, you know, so I guess it kind of correlates. And then I started listening, exploring. I keep mentioning Lecrae because he's one of the first gospel rap artists I came across through him also. And it's like, okay, and then eventually I started to listen to worship music through listening these other genres.
Right, because I believe there are different types of seasons when you would want to, for me, like there's a different type of season when I would want to listen purely worship songs. I don't want to hear anything else. Right. And then there's a time where my paradigm would just shift, and then I'll go directly into rap. And all I want to hear is Andy Mineo, who is my favorite rapper, by the way, Andy Mineo and KB.
I was going to ask you.
Those two, hands down. I mean, Lecrae, Black Knight, all them dudes. Well, Black Knight is more like a producer. But Andy Mineo, KB, and I started listening this new one, Gemstones. Flow is sick. So I mean, yeah, there are different seasons that you just listen different genres of the Christian music on a whole, and then there are times when I just listen to kind of reggae thing and just rock back and just kind of shake my hair like I'm in Africa, shaking my natty. But yeah, it's understandable.
Okay, so out of all the music that you have produced, all that you have written, do you have a favorite?
Why are you doing this to me?
Because I want to know. And
okay.
I'm sure the audience wants to. I mean, they're hearing your music
Maybe.
in the background, so I'm sure they want to know, okay, which one is her favorite?
My first one for the only album that I did, Praise Him, and Break Free. It's not on the album, but I did it as a single. Those two, and every now and then I might choose something above them, or like not really, but more like it's Praise Him.
But Praise Him is your favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, so why are they your top two?
I think one, Praise Him is very catchy because I could go with that song anywhere and just say, okay, listen this, and people automatically start bumping their heads and stuff, and it's upbeat, and I believe it's self-explanatory. Praise Him, you're praising God, and there's this joy in your spirit. You're happy, and you're happy that God is in your life, and you're doing really well according to His word and that sort of thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna play it now. Cue music. You guys listen to this.
Yeah.
You're late. Yes, eternal life exists.
Okay. So where did you get this starting from?
Rhema D, and this one is
Again, that's just me.
It's just flowing
Yeah,
again.
yeah, just flowing.
It just seemed like you were like you're talking to somebody in specific right there.
I talk to myself a lot.
Okay, stop. Listen again.
it should get you hype. You feeling
Okay.
the beat?
Seriously, you're talking to somebody. Were you talking to your producer or something? Indirect, no? Or you just...
No, I just, like I said, I'm weird.
You're going off in the spirit or something?
Yeah, probably zone out. Yeah.
Alright, okay, so I know we keep throwing in song bites in it, but you guys, we exploring Vincentian lifestyle. So we're going to take 30 seconds of the flowy tree, He is Truth, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about the cuisine that Darrie is into. I mean, it seems you love your belly. We see it on Instagram. Every time I open your Instagram, I get hungry. Thanks a lot, Darrie. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I might cook for you sometime, you never know.
I feel happy now. Let's go. Let's go out on He is Truth, and then we'll be right back to talk about food.
Soft kisses he would place on my head as I relax on my pillow, and as I lay my head to rest, I give my life to him because he knows what's best. In fact, no demon or form of evil would ever test it, would just lay low because he is the bread of life, Alpha and Omega, the former of my Genesis, the continuation of my Sega. In my pot, he be that sweet, distinct kind of flavor. Yeah, the one who saves, the one who heals. He knows it all, even when no one knows how I truly feel.
Okay, so He is Truth. We're going to skip everything and we're going to get straight to the food now. This is the part where I'm going to get hungry, and then we're going to have to go offset, and we're going to have to get some food, and you're probably going to have to do a little something in the kitchen in the back.
Okay.
Yes. So, Darrie as a chef, I know before I used to see you on TV doing a cooking program.
Yeah, We Cooking.
We Cooking, yes.
Yes.
How did you get into food? Why did you get into food? You went away to study.
Yes.
I mean, you went away to study food. I mean,
Must be something serious. Yeah.
Yes. So,
Well, I actually made that decision when I was in college in Trinidad. I went to Polytechnic Institute, and it was a phase in my life where it's not like I didn't know what I wanted to do, because I always wanted to be an obstetrician, a doctor, because Dr. Ambrose, that sounded real nice, and I had a passion for it.
It has a ring to it too, and
It
somebody
has a
has
ring.
a name though.
Oh, yeah.
That adds to it too. I mean, it gives credits. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry for
Give
cutting
me
you
a little
off.
props,
Sorry for cutting you off.
Yeah. So.
Yes,
Right.
as you were saying.
So it's like I had so many options, and I was so intrigued about these options. It's like, okay, what would I be happy doing like 10, 15 years from now? And I got a little flustered because there's too much options. So actually decided to fast, and I'm not sure if it was a 2-day fast or 2-week fast. Yeah, the gap real far, but I really can't remember. I just remember 2, right? And going through that process of fasting, I think I skipped a meal or 2. Yeah, and while praying and everything, I kept on watching Food Network, Well, that's not my favorite
Were you
channel.
teasing yourself or something?
No, I actually like to see people cook and all that jazz.
Right.
So
While
I'm
fasting, okay.
yeah. Weird,
You
right?
had to show me how to do that one, but
Yeah, because I actually fasted when I went to college in culinary arts. Yeah, and I actually had to taste and spit out. That was dreadful.
This is probably why you're so good at what you do. Yes.
Yes. So I kept on watching Food Network, and Lookout and Blue was advertising like day in day out. I'm like, this is a nice school, you know, I should probably apply. And then I catch myself online applying, filling out the form and what have you. And then the next day someone called me, but I missed the call. And I think I sent an email to them apologizing and all of that, and then they called me back the next day, and from there on it's like I seen God walk through everything for me. I mean, it was difficult in some phases, but I know it was God, and then is when my relationship really got deeper with Him, and I started growing and humbling myself and be like, okay, can't be rebellious anyway, I gotta take your time, growing God, yeah. Fix up.
Okay, so in your food and preparation and stuff, what is your favorite dish?
Why? I don't have a favorite dish. I have many dishes that I just love. Okay, my favorite soup is sancoch. It's a Trinidadian Creole French type soup, and it has like oxtail inside of it.
Right.
Yeah, and what's it? It have beef in it, and it have lamb and all these meats, and you could put dumplings inside it, and provision and carrots, and yeah.
Okay. So still talking about food, we're gonna attack Swing. Mish, sorry, but Swing. Mish had an episode, and he was asking persons how to prepare roast pork. You know how to do this, right?
It should be a simple thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I heard some really ridiculous answers, so I want you now to. Sorry for saying it on TV, but yeah, you kind of. Yeah. So, Darrie, can you please tell these people how to do a roast pork?
Okay, my take on a roast pork. Now, the pork of itself, it needs to be seasoned well, and it needs to have time to marinate or impart or take on the flavors of whatever you're seasoning, right? So. You know, like a half an hour or 20 minutes or so, you let all that flavor go in nice and what have you.
So you get nice and juicy.
Exactly. Now, your grill, your flame has to be a certain temperature. It depends on how thin or how thick you cut your pork. Yeah, starting to get technical because everything is like sizzling and you know, you gotta get it right. And
we delve in deep.
Exactly. And if you want like, you know, a certain amount of fat with your meat or no fat, you know, all that depends on how high or low your flame is as well. Yeah, you have to bear all of these factors in mind. And okay, for me, I'll put them in like cubes, like medium dice cubes. It's not perfect dice, but you know what I'm talking about. Something like this. And you know, you have your grill, and you give your nice char on top of your pork. So it has the char flavor, it has the seasoning flavor, and of course it has the actual pork meaty flavor, and it's supposed to be juicy, not dry. The skin or the fat, it's supposed to crisp, and the meat of course cooked, because you know it has certain health restrictions and trichinosis and all these diseases you have to bear in mind, and parasites, and we don't want that at all going on in the tummy.
We don't want that.
That's no. But like, to describe food, yes, I like to do it and make people hungry, but to actually do it is a whole different story. I actually want to see it in front of me, and then I'll tell you, okay, this is what you have to bear in mind, this is what you have to not really take into consideration, and that sort of thing. But the main thing, once your pork of itself is really well seasoned, you can't put like too much of robust flavors with pork. You have to bear that in mind, because it's not a red meat. It's like an in-between. It's not white meat, it's not red meat, you know? So you have to bear all of that in mind, or like you keep like some small, like mild, smoky flavor. You have to put that into perspective too. But like red meat, like beef, you know, you gotta get that rich flavor. Right? But pork now, She set apart. She like in a corner over
Well, imagine you putting personality on food, okay?
Yeah, she's set apart. You know, you have to nurture her. You talk to them. It's always good to talk to your food too, you know. You know that? Yeah, and like not really pat them down, because I posted a picture sometime back, and I was walking away from the grill now, and I had a chicken breast on the grill. I was like, that moment you realize when the chicken breast talking back to you. Yeah, you just had to skate out, yeah. Well,
She's making me hungry. Yes, continue.
Yeah, but that's really it, and once you have a good experience or a long-lasting experience on a grill, whether it's flat top plancha grill or char grill, and you know what you're doing, you could cook your meats, you know your food, you should be good to go.
Okay then, I think y'all just got the 411. I think Mish, you need to give a big up here because I just help out your audience. In making food. Okay, so coming down to the end, right? All of these things, your poetry, your music, your food, your dancing, all of this is into your ministry. What is this all about?
Well, it's basically it's simple as God is using me to do whatever he wants to do. I'm like, hey, let me go for the ride. It seems like fun and I'm all down for it. So it's like, if I feel in me or my spirit that I should do a song or I should sing or dance or write a poem or what have you, I'll just go with it because it feels right at the particular time, and even after I would enjoy it, and then people would be blessed by it. So it's just like a free-flowing kind of personality, and it connects with me, and I connect with it and talk to it. Well, not really, but
okay. So action speaks louder than words, and that is one of your favorite quotes, along with Andy Mineo, who is your favorite artist, and I'm giving his quote exact. I talk about Jesus, all the Christians love me. I walk like Jesus, now they want to judge me. Ain't it funny? I don't even know how to put this because this is hitting the hammer right on the head, and I don't think I can add anything else to it. So I'm just going to say now, at the end of the day, when everything is completed, after the music stops, after the show, after the interview, how would people remember Darrie? And what do you want? What do you want people to remember about Darrie?
Okay. One of my favorite songs is from same Andy Mineo, and it's called Wild Things. I would encourage you to check it out on YouTube. It's a Christian rap song, but it speaks of making sacrifices that are beyond the norm. Like, talking to people who, you could be misjudged by even interacting with, or like going out your way, spending your money. Like the other day, I find this to be like really normal, but it's sacrificial in a way. I was supposed to give a Bible to someone, right? But it so happens that where I went to actually send it up to St. Vincent, the guy was like, you know how long I'm looking for a Bible, like a large print one, I can't find it anyway. And it felt so natural to me to just go look for a Bible and give it to him, you know. And I always like to do that because for some reason it feels so awesome. Like it makes me smile, it makes me happy. So it took me like 2-3 weeks. I was stagnant with that. I apologize. Right. I'm really sorry. I think I repent. I think I repent later. So
just to be safe.
So I went for the Bible, and the Bible was so nice. Like it was a black Bible, and it was the extra giant large print. Like real big. If he miss a word, trust me, he need to check that myself. but even like the crown that Jesus wore, it kind of has like a graphic design like right on the outskirts of the Bible.
So you made sure you went out of your way.
Yeah, well, I didn't expect the Bible to look so cool because I watch anything and like, boy, I should keep this Bible. Like, like, where is it? And that is a good point too. Like, you shouldn't really give something that you don't want to someone. It's something that you would appreciate as well. It's like, I kind of second guess, and I'm like, boy, I should keep this Bible. I'm like, nah, I should just give him. And to see the look on his face and actually gave him is like, it really was something that he wanted. So I'm like, I really hope that it blesses you and that you will continue to read it and study the word and grow in it and all of that jazz. And it's like kind of build like a little relationship there. Though I don't know him as much, it was something good and it felt good. And yeah, I was encouraged by that. So with that in mind, it's like I would like to be remembered as someone who is very weird and random, yes, but who lives loud and who likes to glorify God. I mean, I'm flawed, I have my mistakes, I could have my little temper tantrum, especially in the kitchen. You wouldn't believe that's me in the kitchen. Like, I get real grimy and OCD, and like, if my knife dirty, it's like, why you dirty my knife? Why you use my knife? Why you use my cutting board? Like, why you ain't clean my grill? Because I love grilling and all that. But
you guys should check out our Instagram. You get hungry fast, just heads up. Eat first.
Yeah, you can just follow me, it's no problem. Add me on Facebook. By the way, my music, they are all free, because my brother, he made this comment to me. He's like, why you had to buy Bibles? Gospel should be free. One of my brothers. But he made a good point, you know. But at the same time, I grew up, you know. I was no longer drinking milk. I started to eat meat. And it's like, of course, you have to buy the Bible. They're publishers, you know. You have to get the material, you have to get the paper, the ink, all of that expenses.
Right.
You can't get anything free nowadays. But for me now, that's like a sacrifice for me. I would pay to get my music produced, but I'm still spreading the gospel, because in like the ending of the writings of Matthew, it's like an obligation, but a very good obligation.
Matthew 28, 19 and 20.
There we go.
Yes.
Good guy. I should
Therefore-
cook for you, right?
Yes, you should cook for me.
Right, so all of us as Christians are supposed to evangelize and spread the gospel, and we would always have our different avenues of how we do it. I just know that through art, that's how I'm going to minister God's word. Right. And through music, right now, that's my season this is my season to minister in the way that I do, through music. Right. And then maybe next time, I'm really hoping that my next season is dancing, because I haven't done it in a while. Probably a little rusty, you know. Do some stretches and some exercises. Yeah.
Keep fit.
Totally, because I think I ran up a flight of steps. I was panting at the end. Hold my head down. But yeah, I had to keep fit or get fit, because I'm unfit at the moment.
Okay.
But I think I drift off.
Yeah, that's all good.
It's all good.
But it's exclusive. We're diving into you. We're diving into your intention life.
Diving into me? What's going on?
Darrie, we're going to continue our personal thing, discussions after, because I'm have to bring you back here and deal with these one-on-one, because you seem to cover the entire show, like for the entire season.
But living in Trinidad, though, how are we going?
We could work on Skype. We could fix up. We could work out interviews and stuff.
Okay.
All right, guys, you've just seen another episode of An Exclusive, and it is season 2, episode 1. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I was speaking with Darrie Ambrose, and she is a chef, songwriter, music, a poet. She's dancer, ever talented. Again, Darrie, it was a pleasure having you in studio. Let me do the handshake again. Yeah, so.
Yeah, little pump there. All right.
Yeah. You know what? I hope you guys enjoy the show. You can follow her on Instagram. What's your Instagram again?
I don't even know. Oh no, Darriel Ambrose. Darriel Ambrose. No space, just that. Add me on Facebook, Darriel Ambrose again, Darriel Ambrose. I also have my ministry page. It's Rhema D. That's my ministry name, RHEMA space D.
All right, guys. So there you have it. And you can follow me on Twitter at journey_Zillan. You'll get the Facebook and the Instagram and everything off at the subscribe. Yeah, don't worry up your head about that. All right, guys, do continue to watch IKtv and see you.